Hey, welcome back, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on in. We'll take a little peek at the today's topic video. It is for the 14th. We have the Empress. Very nice. Starts out with, I know her face doesn't look particularly happy here, but we do have powerful Leo Taurus energy. This is somebody possibly divine feminine energy that is going to be able to like really put their best foot forward as far as like creating, developing, nurturing the thing that they most want in life. We have a Knight of Cups. um Look, I will say this: seahorses do mate for life. She may be a little surprised, like, whoa, I'm an Empress, why is a Knight approaching? But it could perhaps be that if an Empress sees a Knight approaching, I was hoping it was going to be like, hey, she can't see them yet. They didn't take off their helmet. Sometimes we think somebody is not as mature as they are when we don't know enough about them yet. But I'm not so sure that's looking so great because we got the Devil. Capricorn energy. This almost feels more like we have somebody who's going to be approached by an individual, and it almost makes her tummy clench because it's like, are you coming back in to cause me more destruction? So you're coming in with a love offer, but is it to be toxic because you stirred up my life once upon a time? King of Swords. I don't know. This keeps feeling like she is under the impression that someone doesn't know who they are, or she remembers this all too well. That look on her face says, I'm in a really good place. I just got really healed, and this year I've been healing and I've been feeling better, and now you're here to mess with me. I mean, look, I don't know if this person is here to mess with her, but it just comes across like she's concerned about that. She definitely seems concerned about that. Why are you so concerned that somebody is coming in to mess with your vibe? Ace of Cups, because in truth, I gave him my whole heart before, and I could do that again. And maybe they've already shown me that they're not the person I should give my heart to, but I loved them then. I probably could love them again. Okay, so she's basically an Empress saying, if an ex shows back up and I already know that they were a Knight before, I already know they were toxic before, this time they're trying to come in like a King of Swords and be, honest and honorable. They are my kryptonite. I mean, that's this plain and simple. I feel like she's saying they are my kryptonite. They're the one that I could see myself being foolish for again. Look, even an Empress or an Emperor can have, that person that they could. I'm hearing Lee Bryce Lee. That's a memory I don't mess with. The girl I was the best with. Something about I'll fall right back with one slip. Always leaves me helpless. Don't hate me, I can't help it, but your memory I can't mess with. It feels a little like that, like she's afraid to go there. God, I'm getting a message from them, and I don't even want to open it because what if I lose myself to this again? Okay, let's take a look. King of Swords. Actually, no, let's start with that Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, is it that you are making an overture toward her? Are you making a move toward her? Are you sending a message to her? How are you re-entering her world? Ace of Pentacles, hi, could we have a brand new beginning? Okay. So you are asking for a brand new beginning. The Tower. This could be a good indicator that they are operating in a new way, because if they had never dropped an ego like this before and now they have, that would be pretty huge, to say and here also it looks like I've reinvented myself. I'm asking you, could we have a do-over? There's a lot that's changed. Okay, what's the Devil there for? The Hermit. Let me get one more on that. So we just brought in Virgo. And by the way, we had Aries before that for the Tower. King of Swords. There is an element where, this person is saying, like, I have been doing a deep dive and realizing some things about my behavior with that Devil. I was super toxic. I should have been by myself because I needed to be, to kind of come to grips with what the heck I've been acting like. So they're asking for a new beginning. They're asking, like, I just want you to meet the new version of me because I've spent a lot of time alone. I, what happened? How is it? I'm kind of wondering if something huge happened with them with the Tower, and then we have, we're going into the Devil and the Hermit. 5 of Wands. So there's been a lot of thought. I mean, this person has thought and thought and thought and thought and thought about their past actions. And is that how you recognize that there was some toxicity in all this? More than that, they recognized how they really hurt their Empress. There was the Empress and the 3 of Swords. I realized how would I have felt if I had been my Empress? I thought a lot about my actions. I thought a lot about the fact that of course I had hurt and betrayed my Empress. Okay, so that's a pretty significant, like, they have literally thought about how their behavior would have hurt another person. I would say that's the best indicator that somebody's really changed, when they can say, I did that and I hurt you and you were my Empress. That's like that coming to Jesus moment where you go, I can't believe I did that I acted like that. What was the Devil energy about? I'm just curious. 7 of Cups. They played games. They were indecisive. Maybe they, we see the moon right there. They were secretive about how indecisive they were. 7 of Cups can be confusion, but it can also be lost. Because I'm hearing that song, in my place, there were lines that I could not cross. I was lost. Oh, yeah. Is that Coldplay? Great song. But if this person actually had wanted to be a lone wolf at one point and really didn't know what they wanted, but kept that part hidden, let me see. You obviously were hiding something from the Empress. 4 of Wands. Wait a minute, that doesn't look like a lone wolf. The 4 of Wands would be a marriage sometimes. Hang on. Knight of Cups. Again, but this time they're like, I hurt love. I made love itself bleed. I hurt love with my indecisiveness about what long-term connection. I moved toward somebody, but I didn't know if I could do long-term connection. The moon. Again, what is it that you were hiding? I don't get it. This is still kind of saying the same thing. Page of Pentacles, Judgment. Were they in the process of reconnecting with a long-term partner when they met this Empress? Is that what that was? They were in between deciding if they were going to rebuild with someone they were already married to, somebody they had had a child with. The child could have been grown, but still it was like, I was thinking about reconnecting with a long-term partnership when I met the Empress. And I was just indecisive. So I messed with an Empress knowing she was amazing, but I wasn't sure about what I wanted to do. So I might have given her all kinds of weird hot and cold signals, because it's like they were trying to rebuild a connection with somebody else and then build a new connection with this amazing Empress. Ooh, that's some scoundrel energy right there. I understand them coming in to maybe say that was a really horrendous thing I did. I've thought so much about it. I can't believe you had to think about it. I mean, I think most people would know that's some BS, but okay. So you didn't know that. You had to realize that was toxic, but after you had already hurt and betrayed an Empress. But now, pretty bold to come back in and say, I've had a lot of time to think about my actions. Oh my gosh. In that, this says if they want to have a do-over here, and now that Tower has dropped, it could also be that they're like, now I know I'm not going to be with somebody else. But it's kind of like, so now I'm back to shop down your aisle. I don't know. This is a tough one. I can see why the look on her face is like, oh, no, again. I loved them so much. but they're going to want me to love them again. And even if I do, or even if I never stopped. Look, an Empress knows what's not good for her. Let's go back and let's just say, Empress, on the 14th, Empress, what's the message just for you? Temperance, whatever choice she makes, she should make it from a place of peace. She does not need to let this rattle her. Just because somebody shows back up, even somebody that we loved once upon a time or still love, does not mean that we're going to take them back, or that we even should, or that they have a place in our world. We have a Knight of Pentacles. We have a 10 of Pentacles. That Knight of Pentacles says, yeah, it's been a long time. And so sure, this person could have grown a lot. So that's awesome. But she's grown a lot too. And we still have that shark behind that person on the Knight of Pentacles. It's a little bit like, I still know that I'm not going to not know what they did. Even though the window is open, it's a breath of fresh air. We have a 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Hanged Man upright. And this, I mean, here's the thing. If she is just being gently nudged to say, don't worry about it. You are under zero obligation, Empress, to take this person back. You are under zero obligation to say, oh my gosh, now I have to deal with them because they're back in my life. No, she doesn't have to do anything. In fact, this could just be, I receive the message from them. That's very nice. I remember how they are, though. They can be a shark. They can be a predator. They can try to get what they want. I remember that. And it's taken them a long time to finally admit to their behavior. And that's terrific. So they've grown. Awesome. Good for them. Now they're also still looking for what they want, just like they were before, though. Even though this time it's that I can read between the lines, or not even between the lines, but I can see they have a ton of regret, and they've been living in this regret for a very, very, very long time. This is somebody who does not feel good about what they did. This just says that's the real reason that they are coming forward is, obviously for them to say this was horrendous behavior on my part. I'm approaching you again with love because I loved you then, I love you now, and I behaved horribly. Probably the worst I've ever treated anybody is, with the devil and this has been a significant, life altering thing for them, where maybe this has taken them down the dark night of the soul and it made them really look at themselves. I mean, they claim that. They say they thought about this endlessly. And this Hanged Man would say she believes that. I mean, they've been in straight jackets, standing here in the hallways, banging their head on the wall, going, how the hell could I have acted like that? How could I have done such a thing? So I do think that this is them getting a chance to just say, in life, we make mistakes sometimes, and there are mistakes that are so big that we can't undo them. And it's acknowledging them, or just trying to say, I did this, and it's killing me that I did this. Even if we can't get back, or she doesn't want to tango with them again, there is still this acknowledgement, and she understands this bit. What they're trying to say is, I have lived with this regret for all this time. This has been one of the worst things I've ever done, and it haunts me. I mean, that's what this is. This is a very helpless looking card. This is somebody who lives in the past mistake that they made with her, or I shouldn't even call it a mistake. They have to live with what they did, right? And obviously it's not happy. What they did is it's not happy. Uh-oh, I lost a ring somewhere. I've been cooking today. I hope I didn't lose it in something. We have a King of Pentacles. I kind of think that for our Empress, they keep coming up as a King of Swords, right? They're coming in to speak their truth, to say, this is what I did. This is the horrible energy I've been living in ever since. But they are brave enough to approach her even after all this time. She is understanding what their words really mean. And she is also, I think, maybe going to give them some absolution. Whether it's true or not, she may say, listen, that's great. I actually have moved on with a King of Pentacles, and maybe things went the way it was supposed to, because I've met somebody who's like, they're wonderful for me. And so what happened with us was maybe what was supposed to happen. I went in a different direction. It's okay. We weren't meant to be. We have all of the, like the tree of life on the wall behind him. And this is why I think she is going to tell him, even if it's not true, instead of saying, thank you, but I don't think I could ever forgive you, even though that might be more of the truth. I think she's going to say, thank you, but you see, in truth, I met you and we didn't work out, but we met for a reason, because, that's what got me moving forward toward this King of Pentacles. And so everything worked out the way it's supposed to. She may be saying that more to be kind, but also to close a door, is what it kind of says. Now, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if she actually has a King of Pentacles in her life, or if she just simply is, she is truly understanding, what I would prefer to have in my life is a King of Pentacles. I don't want to deal with the King of Swords. We've got a Five of Cups. Look, this is still, I think it's, even if she intends it to be kind, I think it's going to cause a lot more grief. Or she's maybe going to say, I am aware of your grief. I am aware that you were trying to lay your heart on the table and offer it to me again. I understand that you're really sad about this. Tower in the reverse, Magician in the reverse. There is an element where she does not believe that they're not sketchy. She doesn't. Even if she says, I know that they're really, really sad, but I can't trust them. Magician in the reverse, they're a trickster. They tricked me before. You don't do that and then call it an accidental mistake. You did that with intention. But I don't think she's going to grind on that. I think she's just going to say, I understand. This is the way she's going to calmly reply, is what it seems like. I get it. And thank you for telling me all of this, but honestly, I think things worked out the way they were supposed to. I've moved on. I'm with somebody. I'm really happy. I understand that you have some grief over what happened. But it's okay. Life goes the way it's supposed to. And I think in her mind, she's like, I don't believe they've really changed. I can't. I think that it's trickery all over again. If that is truly the way she feels about this, then closing the door by saying, I'm actually with somebody else, is probably the best way she could do that, even if it's not entirely true. If this is where she goes, I need to protect myself. Yeah, Ace of Coins. Whether it's true or not, it becomes the truth after she says it, because this is her starting over again, like really, truly saying, well, I closed that door and now I can just move forward. I actually think that this is a relief for her. So, I mean, this is definitely a plot twist, right? Because it kind of indicates, because we don't see that the Empress is with anybody. We see that she's going to say that she is. And then I think it's going to sink in and it's real. And she's like, I do want to be with somebody else. I didn't want them back. But I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to yell at them. I don't want to tell them I'll never forgive you, because I'm kind of already beyond it. So kind of actually maybe a good way for her to have handled it, for full closure for herself, acknowledgement of everything, politeness, but then it's moving on. But surprisingly, she really gets to move on too, in a way maybe she didn't know she needed to. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up.